In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, as well as the 5 things to watch out for in the Bitcoin market this week. And this just in, ARK Invest filed another amended prospectus for their spot Bitcoin ETF, likely meaning things are likely still moving with SEC conversations. Also breaking news, Santander offers Bitcoin and Ethereum trading for Swiss account holders. I'll be breaking down this latest report, as well as Fidelity joins the race for the spot Ethereum ETF. Now, an Ethereum ETF would be a major win for US investors. I'll be breaking down this latest SEC filing. Also, Crypto Trader says the Bitcoin has refueled and ready for the moon mission. Let's freaking go. We're also going to be discussing breaking news in our main story of the day. Bitcoin friendly Javier Milei wins the Argentina presidential election, which is massive news for all of Bitcoiners around the world. That's right, because now that Argentina has a pro-Bitcoin president, there is a very strong likelihood that they adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. And quoting the new president right here, with legal tender, they scam you with inflationary tax. Bitcoin is the natural reaction against the central bank scammers to make private again. That's what's up, making money private again, that is. And quoting Samson Mao, Argentina will again become a world power in less than 35 years with a Bitcoin standard. Also breaking news, Nayib Bukele clears Team Bitcoin El Salvador to visit Argentina, all thanks to the high priest, Max Kaiser. Quoting Max here, I'm hearing 3 more countries in the region are going to make Bitcoin legal tender early 2024. You already know, fam, how lit that will be. We'll also be breaking down the latest, all this plus so much more in today's show. But without further ado, let's kick it off. If you're new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button so you can receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And you also get a on-screen shout out by yours truly. Also be sure to smash that like button as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. Today is pod episode number 1467. I'm your host, JV, and today is November 20th, 2023. And Bitcoin is making history right now around the world. Checking out our market watch as we do each and every day. We can see Bitcoin in the green, trading at 37,300, making its way up to retest that 38,000 resistance. We have Ether up 2.5%, trading back above 2 Gs, and BNB barely in the green, while XRP and Solana are pulling back and in the red. And I like to pull it out for a 30-day perspective. You can see where we at. We have Bitcoin up 26% on the month. We have Ether up 26%, BNB up 17%. Virtually all the major cryptos in the green, minus Bitcoin trash cash. Just saying. XRP is up 19%, Cardano is up 54%, and Solana, one of the top gainers, up 114%. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits at 1.42 trillion with roughly 47 billion in volume. In the past 24 hours, we got the Bitcoin dominance at 51.3%, with the Ether dominance at 17.2%. And let's check out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours. Near Protocol leading the pack, up 11%, trading at $2.07, followed by Synthetics, up 10.5%, trading at $3.41, followed by Algorand, up 8.5%, trading just under 15 cents. Now, which altcoins are you currently bullish on for this bull run? Please do let me know. And don't forget, this is a live and interactive show, so let me know where you're tuning in from, and please, any questions you have, we'll be answering them towards the end of the show during our live Q&A and in between news articles as well. And checking out crypto bubbles right here, you can see Tau up a whopping 24% on the day. We have most of the cryptos, I would say, are in the green, and if we expand out into the weekly, we got some major gainers up 100%, Tau, COS up 63%, and RNDR up 46%. And zooming out even more, virtually all the major cryptos pumping in the green, and some of them witnessing multiple 100% gains. Is alt season amongst us? What are your thoughts, fam? Do let me know. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 69 in greed, yesterday a 66, last week a 72, and last month a 63 in greed. So there you have it, my crypto fam. How many of you are currently bullish on the King Crypto? Do let me know. Anyways, let's kick it next with our the 5 things to watch out for in the Bitcoin market this week, and do a little TA and see where the Bitcoin charts are currently at and what's happening in the crypto market. First and foremost, Bitcoin traders maintain the Bitcoin price retracement odds. Bitcoin delivered a suitably buoyant weekly close with a trip to 37.5, but subsequently failed to hold that level, and that's what we're about to retest right here. Now, in an ongoing expression of the difficulty of reclaiming the higher ground of support, Bitcoin price action is now back above 37, looking to retest 38, in my opinion, and considerably supply above the price and towards 40,000, says Scoo. He also shares that this will take persistent demand for spot Bitcoin to crack. In my opinion, bullish confirmation is seeing the limit bids move up closer to the price here. That would signal for higher prices as well as demand. And quoting crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Popp, resistance at 38,000 while support at 33 to 34.5 is the one to watch for long entries. I think we'll sweep slightly lower, maybe slightly beneath 36K before we revisit the highs, need to hold the trend. But I'm curious if he made this analysis before or after the news of the new Argentine president. More than likely this was before, so you already know the sentiment in the market just got that much more bullish, in my humble opinion. Now, Dan Crypto Trade shares here, Bitcoin, some shorts pushed out on that push before that weekly close. Overall, the open interest is still quite low compared to a new week's back. Funding rates are neutral. And if you're looking for an exchange to trade on, consider Bybit. Well, I guess he's shilling Bybit, just FYI. Be careful trading with leverage, fam. That's one thing I don't like about some of these exchanges. Now, Dan Crypto Trades also says December tends to be a volatile month that puts in the big numbers. About to see a turbulent end of the year. I think we just had a pretty epic October, massive gains in the market. So far, Moonvember has not disappointed, and we still got a week and a half yet to go before we hit December. Now for the next thing to watch out for in the market this week, jobs. The Fed minutes lead short Thanksgiving macro week, and that's right, it is a holiday week. Thursday is Thanksgiving. We have Bitcoin overall becoming less susceptible to the macro-induced volatility this year. Unemployment surprises have nonetheless succeeded in injecting short-term momentum in the past. And after last week's data prints showed U.S. inflation cooling faster than the markets expected, market participants are in wait and see mode ahead of the next decision on interest rate change due to mid-December. And here you can see the Fed target rate probabilities chart showing us we have a 99.8% right here. Now, so far, consensus is practically unanimous on the current levels remaining in place at the Federal Reserve's Federal Open Market Committee, known as the FOMC, per data by the CME Group FedWatch tool. The Fed will release the minutes of its previous FOMC meeting this week. So as the Kabisi letter shares here are the key events this week. Number 1, existing home sales data on Tuesday. Number 2, Fed meetings minutes on Tuesday. Number 3, core durable goods order on Wednesday. Number 4, initial jobless claims on Wednesday. And then U.S. markets close for Thanksgiving. That's a given. But Bitcoin never closes, just saying. And U.S. markets close at 1 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Let me know what you're looking forward to this holiday week. Now, analysis concerned over Bitcoin mining boom is the next factor to keep your eyes out on. Bitcoin network fundamentals remain at over near all-time highs, and depending upon how the near-term Bitcoin price action plays out, they may jump even higher this week. So we got to keep our eyes out on this. Quoting Crypto Quant, this was no longer the case after the 15th of September as the dominant Bitcoin spot ETF rally took over, pushing Bitcoin's price up by 30%. And despite this, there is still some time for history to repeat itself, with the result potentially constituting a return towards that 30,000 mark. However, again, on the back of this new Bitcoin-friendly president in Argentina, I do not see us pulling back to 30,000. That's my humble opinion, or 2 Satoshis. I'd love to know your thoughts. Quoting him here, important to note that we have another new high on the hash rate 2 weeks ago that is still sitting within the usual time frame and usual pump before the dump range. Most likely a pullback target would be between $30,000 and $31,500. Now for the next thing to watch out for this week, dominance fuels hopes of classic bull market. That's right. Quoting analysts here from Sentiment, altcoins have been retracing on the tail end of the week after the past month's blistering hot rally. If the crowd begins to get worried and show some FUD, however, we could see a quick price rebound, and that's precisely what we've been witnessing. Every correction, we've been rebounding even faster and faster, sometimes within 24 hours, which tells me the overall sentiment of the market is bullish. And quoting Dan Crypto Trades, best for Bitcoin and the overall market would be if Bitcoin dominance takes off again while Bitcoin grinds up. And that leads me to the next question. How high do you feel the Bitcoin dominance is likely to climb this bull cycle? Let me know. Now, he shares here, not enough liquidity yet to sustain the entire market moving at once. It is why we see these flushes so often as liquidity is spread too thin. Then when Bitcoin has rallied, capital can flow back into the alts to play catch up. The weaker the ETH/BTC pair is, the stronger the Bitcoin will be most of the time. Now for the next factor to keep your eyes out on, supply dormancy sets a new record. This is definitely more bullish indicators when it comes to long-term hodlers, and where my long-term hodler is at, make some noise. Resolve to hodl beyond immediate price action, and few charts are arguably as bullish as the dormant supply. Now from the perspective of its iteration, showing the percentage of mined BTC, which has not moved in the past year, this metric has now hit all-time highs. That's right. Now officially, over 70% of the supply has ignored any gains since the 2022 bear market bottom and remains in the same wallets. Quoting Cubic Analytics here, Bitcoin has gained 139% over the past year. That's what's up. And 70% of all the Bitcoin in circulation has not been sold or transferred. That's what's up, because that's conviction. Amen. Preach. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Also, breaking news just came in from ETF analysts over at Bloomberg. He shared here, James Safard, update, ARK Invest just filed another amended prospectus for their spot Bitcoin ETF, likely meaning things are likely still moving with the SEC conversations. So even more bullish news incoming. Let's get it. That's what's up. Anyways, we have lots of news to cover, so let's break down our next story of the day, what's happening with Santander. Here we go. Santander offers Bitcoin and ETH trading for Swiss account holders. Here's the latest report. The international arm of Spanish lender Banco Santander has reportedly rolled out a new service allowing clients with Swiss accounts to invest in and trade Bitcoin and Ether, according to the report from CoinDesk, claiming access to a leaked internal communication. High net worth individuals of Santander Private Banking International will have access to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's what's up. Now, while Santander rolled out of the new crypto trading services, they'll repeatedly start with Bitcoin and Ethereum only. The banking giant will introduce other cryptos following the clearance of its screening criteria. And according to the report, Santander launched Bitcoin and ETH trading services upon request from clients through relationship managers. The bank will hold the private cryptographic keys of the tradable asset in a regulated custody model. And quick shout out, I appreciate the super chat, Lee. Thank you so much. He says, yo, here's some crypto news. Jesus coin is rising, baby. Well, thank you for supporting the movement. I greatly appreciate that. My crypto fam, much love and much respect. Now, Commerzbank recently became the first full-service German bank to be granted a crypto custody license in the country under the legal framework of the German Banking Act. The license allows the bank to offer custody of crypto assets and further digital asset services in the future. Quoting them here, this highlights our ongoing commitment to applying the latest technologies and innovations, and it forms the foundation for supporting our customers in the areas of digital assets. Now, the bank initially plans to establish a platform that is both secure and reliable and fully complies with local regulations. So there you have it. As mass adoption around the world continues, this is a pretty big deal. Banco Santander is no joke. They're a pretty big, bank, and also obviously it's just one step closer to Bitcoin ETFs. They start with the high net worth individuals, but we all know only a matter of time before everyone has access to these products. Thanks again, Lee. I appreciate that. Without further ado, let's dive into our next breaking story of the day and discuss the latest with the Fidelity ETF race, which continues with their latest filing. Financial services giant Fidelity, which controls $4.5 trillion in assets under management, is joining the roster of companies seeking to offer U.S. investors a spot Ethereum ETF. The new filing with the U.S. SEC shows the $4.5 trillion asset manager is seeking to list and trade shares of the Fidelity Ethereum fund. Quoting them here, according to the registration statement, each share will represent a fractional undivided beneficial interest in the trust net asset. The trust assets will consist of ETH held by the custodian on behalf of the trust. The trust generally does not intend to hold cash or cash equivalents. And I'm going to assume that Coinbase would be the custodian here. I mean, they're already placed for the custodian for many of these ETF providers and asset managers, including BlackRock. Now, the filing says the absence of a regulated ETF vehicle for gaining exposure to ETH subjects investors to counterparty risks, legal uncertainty, complexities, and other disadvantages. As shared here, to this point, approval of a spot ETP, which is an exchange-traded product, would represent a major win for the protection of U.S. investors in the crypto asset space. The trust, like all other series of commodity-based trust shares, is designed to protect investors against the risks of losses through fraud and insolvency that arise by holding digital assets, including Ethereum, on centralized platforms. Now, the trust, like all the other series of commodity-based trust shares, is designed to protect investors against the risks of losses through fraud and insolvency. Yeah, we just repeated that. Anyways, other companies awaiting regulatory approval for the spot market Ethereum ETF include BlackRock and Hashdex. So there you have it. Not only do they want all the Bitcoin in the market, but they're coming for the Ethereum as well. And these are massive asset managers. If you just take collectively the top ones out there currently with their applications on the desk of Gary Gensler of the SEC, we're talking about $25 trillion worth of assets under management. If they just allocated a mere 1% or 2% of that into Bitcoin, we go parabolic, hit multiple six figures just like that. You know what I mean? That's why I feel personally they're suppressing the ETF approval, because Gary Gensler, their mafiosa friends over at the SEC, they don't want that green light. They don't want the clarity anytime soon. They're giving their homeboys on Wall Street the fast mover advantage to stack sats on the low, 2-for-1 fire sale. Think about it this way. If you were BlackRock, would you rather seed your ETF investment with Bitcoin at 37,000, or would you rather purchase it at 100,000? You know what I mean? So that's why they don't want this approval, in my opinion. That's my thoughts. I think they'll continue to push this back as long as possible. And I'm more focused right now on the Bitcoin spot. I don't really care about Ether spot, whatever. It is what it is. To each their own. But anyways, fam, let's break down our next story of the day and discuss this Bitcoin pump. According to crypto analysts, let's break down the latest moon mission. Let's go. An analyst who continues to build his following with timely Bitcoin calls believes the king crypto is ready to witness yet another burst to the upside. Shout out to Credible Crypto. Love his bullishness. The crypto strategist notes that it's the open interest. It's back at healthy levels as spot market bulls continue to accumulate BTC. Now, open interest tracks the total number of outstanding derivative contracts that have not been closed for a particular asset, according to the analyst Credible Crypto. And with that, the stage is officially set, folks. The open interest is completely reset. Funding reset. Spot buying continues. Bitcoin is refueled and ready to continue the moon mission. How many of you are ready for Bitcoin's moon mission? Let me know, fam, in that live chat. He also shared this chart, which you can see here on your screen, which is looking pretty bullish. Credible Crypto adds that his bullish stance on crypto is supported by the bearish price action of the altcoins. The analyst notes that the deeper retracement in the alt market suggests that market participants have the dry powder to move the capital to BTC. Quoting him here, pulled the reins in on the alts. I have a feeling Bitcoin is ready to do its thing. That's right, Bitcoin, let's do your damn thing, shall we? The trader also says the Bitcoin has already hit the downside price target and looks poised for recovery. We have just hit my downside target. Now let's bounce, please. BTC, and it shows you the zone where we're currently at, which you can see in that circle right here on your chart. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the crypto analyst. And do you feel Bitcoin is likely heading to its moon mission? We know it's a given, right? We have so many bullish catalysts in the market right now. Bitcoin halving 5 months out, ETF approval likely the deadline being January 10th, so it could be right before the halving. And we also have the supply shock. We can't leave uncovered here because there's only roughly 1.6 to 1.8 million Bitcoin sitting on the exchanges. Over 70% of the Bitcoin supply is in the hands of the long-term hodlers. How are these asset managers even going to seed their operations for these ETFs if no one is willing to sell? That means the price has to go up. It's the only way they can purchase all this Bitcoin. So we couldn't be sitting in a more pretty position right now. You know what I mean? Let's break our next story of the day. The breaking news on everyone's mind. Argentina has a pro-Bitcoin president who's going to be following in the footsteps of Nayib Bukele. The difference is Argentina has a population of almost 50 million people. So this is going to be a game changer. Let's break this down. This is breaking news just in last night. And of course, social media is going crazy over this story. Argentina's Bitcoin friendly, Javier Milei. Shout out to Javier Milei. He won the country's presidential runoff election November 19th, beating out his opponent, Sergio Massa, with almost 99% of the votes counted. Milei won over 55% of the votes, giving him nearly 3 million vote lead, according to Bloomberg's data. Now, Massa, the country's Minister of Economy, called Milei to congratulate him on the victory after more than 90% of the votes were counted. Before the announcement of the first official results, Milei will take office on December 10th. Let's freaking go. This is massive, fam. Now, Argentina's long-lasting inflation crisis has been a heated topic in South American country, with the Argentine peso recording 140% increase in inflation. That's annual inflation in the past 12 months. And after he won, people were celebrating by throwing their local currency, the Argentine peso, in the air as if it was confetti. If you haven't checked out those video clips, it's wild. Check it out. Milei has been vocal about his criticisms towards the country's central bank, referring to it as a scam, amen, and a mechanism by which politicians cheat the good people with inflationary tax. That's right. Inflation is a tax on the poor. He has referred to Bitcoin as a movement towards the return of money to its original creator, the private sector. Preach. However, he has not signaled any intention to make Bitcoin a legal tender in the country. However, we all know what's about to take place. I'm going to be sharing with you what Max has to share here shortly. Massa's views on the money, banking, and crypto industries appear to be polar opposite to Milei's. In October, he pledged to launch a central bank digital currency if elected to solve Argentina's long-lasting inflation crisis. And thank God that guy didn't win. Who the hell wants a CBDC? Nobody. Now, Massa won the first round of Argentina's presidential election in October. However, clearly wasn't enough to win the presidency outright. The people have spoken, triggering the final runoff vote. And prior to that, Milei won Argentina's primary election against Massa and other candidates in August. And as I shared here on the back of this news and got a lot of love here on X, which I appreciate, fam, now that Argentina has a pro-Bitcoin president, there is a very strong likelihood they adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. In my opinion, that's a given. Quoting the new president here, with legal tender, they scam you with inflationary tax. Bitcoin is the natural reaction against central bank scammers to make money private again. Preach. And as Samson Mao shares here, Argentina will again become a world power in less than 35 years with a Bitcoin standard. So let's freaking go. What are your guys' thoughts on this? And in the live chat, I have a poll. When do you feel Argentina will adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender? Do you think it will occur in the first half of 2024, in the second half of 2024, in 2025? Or never? Please do cast your vote, and we're continuing to pump. As you know, every time we go live, we pump. So thank God I go live every day, right? So let's break down our next story of the day and discuss Bitcoin becoming a legal tender and what's going on right now. So here's the headline. Nayib Bukele clears Team Bitcoin El Salvador to visit Argentina, all thanks to the high priest himself, Max Keiser. Pro-Bitcoin presidential candidate Javier Milei won the Argentina presidential runoff election, beating his opponent, Sergio Massa. Several Bitcoin proponents, including MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor, BitMEX's Arthur Hayes, and Elon Musk, congratulated Milei on the victory. Now, Max Keiser, Bitcoin's advisor to El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele, said the team is going to Argentina to discuss Bitcoin ambitions with Javier Milei. Let's freaking go. I can't wait. Now, Max Keiser on November 20th asked the president, Bukele, for an official visit of the Bitcoin team to Argentina, adding that the team will invite the new president, Javier Milei, to dine at the presidential palace here in El Salvador and talk about Bitcoin. And in a succeeding post on X, Max Keiser revealed that Bukele has cleared the team. That's right. El Salvador already adopted Bitcoin as a legal tender to counter inflation and offer freedom to its people from the central bank authority. The region of Latin America appears to be the first place where Bitcoin adoption on a national scale will begin. Now, Argentina's new president, Milei, had openly criticized the country's central bank, denouncing it as a scam and a mechanism which, through politicians, deceive the public with inflationary taxes. Preach. He also views Bitcoin as a movement towards restoring money to its original creator, which is the private sector. Bitcoin is pumping off the back of this news, hence why we're up right now. And with nearly 99% of the votes tallied, Milei secured over 55% of the votes, establishing the substantial lead of almost 3 million votes. And Max said Milei's victory can start a rally towards 40,000, which I feel is likely to occur this week. What are your thoughts, my crypto broskies? Please do let me know in those comments. Now, quoting Max here from X, he shared yesterday at 7:15 p.m., I am hearing 3 more countries in the region are going to make Bitcoin a legal tender in early 2024. Which countries do you think that will be? Let me know, fam. Obviously, Argentina is going to be one of them, but what other ones may follow? Imagine Brazil. Holy moly. That would be what up. I think Brazil probably has the largest population in Latin America. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that would be major. So let me know which countries you think it'll be. Max also says genius. In a world where all public discourse is filtered through consultants speak and there exists no genuine voices audibly by those seeking common sense, Milei simultaneously mocks the overlords while enumerating practical, intelligent policies to return the power to the people. Life has a promo code, and it's a 7-letter word by the name of freedom. I love that. And he's actually sharing that off the back of Milei's post here. And it's not in English, but he has some very powerful words to share. I encourage you to check it out. Max Kaiser also recently tweeted this morning, dollarization is a good first step to clean the house. More than a half of Argentines' useless bureaucracy will get squeezed in the first 6 months. The Argentine central bank is closed. Then the process of hyper-Bitcoinization begins. El Salvador's template is the roadmap. This is the message our delegation will bring to Argentina. So let's freaking go. This is a massive victory, not just for the people of Argentina, but for all Bitcoiners around the world. So let me know if this pumps you up and which countries do you feel will likely make Bitcoin next a legal tender. Zimbabwe, says Paul. That's what's up. I hope so. I mean, it just makes sense. Doug says each and every day JB brings the show for 5 to 6 years. Wow. Thanks, JB. And the team at Crypto News Alerts, give it up for the team. Smash those hearts. Yes. Shout out to those behind the scenes putting in the work, such as digital dankness. Yeah, I mean, and make sure to subscribe to the Clips channel where we take the live stream and we chop it up into short, digestible clips and shorts for you to digest. And that's exclusive over at clips.cryptonewsalerts.net, which is the new channel. I appreciate it.